Hey guys, it's Claire with Fluidly Fitness, and if you're watching this, this means that you finished the survey, which I appreciate so much. Seriously, your honest feedback means so much because I want to try to make sure I give the best possible services I can to you guys in the form of fitness and nutrition coaching. So, as I promised, I'm going to demonstrate a quick little workout that you can do that's open to all levels, and this can be done anywhere, anytime, any place. So you just need a little bit of space, and I have this workout written up right here in a piece of paper in front of me, so you'll see me referring to that, and yeah, let's get started. So we're going to start off with a little warm-up. We're going to reach and squat down. So feet are going to be wider than shoulder distance apart. Body weight is in the heels. Keep your core really tight. You're going to reach down, squeeze the booty as you reach high up. Breathe in and out, really lifting and lengthening. So you can see me from the side. I'm keeping my chest lifted. I'm not leaning over, staying nice and upright. So really squeeze the glutes as you come up. And like I said, I'm going to be doing just demonstrating the exercises, so you can do any of these for longer if you want to or have the time. But I'm just going to give you a little taste now, so you can do it for whatever works for you. Next, we're going to do side reach. So we're going to step and reach. And I want you to keep your abs in really tightly. You're going to hear me talking about that quite a bit today. So really reach and try to aim for the opposite side of the room. I want you to feel that stretch in the upper back. And as you can see, I'm turning my knee, turning my toe, protecting everything as I step and reach. Core muscles are pulled in. Next up, you're going to do a step and kick. So for this, you can kind of keep it lower like this, lower intensity where you're stepping and you're using the opposite arm and reaching for that foot. Some of you might be more down here, not connecting with that leg. That is totally fine. We all are in different places. But regardless, I want you to think about using those abdominal muscles to lift the leg. So rather than the quads doing the work or the hip flexors, think about abs. Just about turning on those muscles. If you want to take it up a couple notches, you can add a little bit more of a jump to it, more high intensity to get that heart rate up. But it is up to you. Last thing we're going to do is just a little march in place, and same mentality. Instead of using those legs, think about the core. Try to maybe even put your hands on your stomach and feel those muscles start to engage. And if you want to, you can take it up a couple notches to a nice jog like this, maybe really lean back and get those knees up, whatever works for you. So my goal is to always make sure that clients are appropriately challenged in the fitness world, and then in the nutrition world, they're also, appropriately challenged, because if things are too easy, then it's like, what are we working for? And if it's too hard, obviously we get discouraged. So that fine line is what I work towards. So next up, so we're warmed up. I'm already a little bit out of breath, and I just demonstrated. So now we're going to do some push-ups. So these are great because push-ups can be done in so many different ways, and I'll show you a couple different ways. So I've got my mat here. I like to actually fold mine in half, or maybe even in quarters, so I have a little bit more support for my knees. So you can do push-ups so that you're in a more quadruped position, so you're like in all fours. That definitely works. Regardless, I want you to think about, at least for this initial setting, to keep your hands under your shoulders. And I'm just going to move this down a little bit so you can see just a little bit more. So your options are, we're going to be going here, so down and up, breathing in on the way down, breathing out on the way up. So in through the nose, out through the mouth, core muscles are pulled in. Another option is to come down on your knees. And so you have a couple different options here. You can either keep your toes down like this. It gets a little bit more ab engagement if you think about pushing those toes into the ground back here. Or if you don't have something really supportive under your knees, you can lift up your, bend your knees, try to bring your heels towards your glutes, towards your booty, and that takes you up on the fleshy part of the leg versus the kneecap, which is makes it more comfortable for you. So you have this, and if you're feeling crazy, wanting to go all out, of course you always have the option of Coming into a full plank position, breathing in and out, keeping those core muscles really tight. I'm going to show you from the front. So breathe in and out, squeezing the booty, bringing the navel into the spine, and do as many as you can. And then like me, woo, you'll be feeling it. So push-ups. Okay, next we're going to move to lower body workout. So I'm going to stay on my handy dandy little mat here. And I'm going to sit with my legs extended. And you can either do this sitting against the wall or just, in the middle of something. Place your hands down by the ground. That way you're maintaining a straight spine. We want to avoid the bending of the spine. We want to keep nice and lifted. Core muscles are pulled in. And again, I told you I was going to sound like a broken record, but I'm really about using the core for power. So flex the feet, and we're going to be using those ab muscles to lift the leg for 3 counts and down. Lift it 3, 2, 1, down, 3, 2, 1, down. And keep alternating. You obviously will feel it in the quads and the hip flexors. That's just a given. But if you think about turning on those muscles in the core, and you'll get more out of it. I'm always trying to get, more bang for your buck, for your time. Next up, we're going to do puddle jumper. So I'm going to move my mat out of the way, move this up a little bit so you can see me just a tad more. So for this, I want you to imagine that there's a little puddle, and you're going to hop over it. So either you can do a little hop like this, kind of staying low. I'm showing you from the side, just hopping over that puddle. Or if you want to take it up, you can begin to really move those knees and really leap with it and get high using those abs. There I go, saying it again. And light landing. The softer you land, not only are you protecting your joints, which is really important, but you're forcing your body to exert more control, which means you're using your muscles more and you're really in more control of your body. And it's going to make it harder at the end of the day. Just think about it. If you don't control yourself and you slam down, it's almost easier. But when you really think about it, like, I hate to use this analogy, but it is kind of relevant to think about, like a tiger, or I don't know, some big animal, like a big giant cat. Like, they really exert so much body control, and they leap and they bound. So kind of use that mentality with that exercise. Okay, next we're going to do bodyweight bicep curls. You can stand, you can sit. I'm just going to be kneeling here for you guys to show you. So take one hand, make a fist, and think about shoulders back and down in the sockets. That keeps that chest nice and lifted, promotes a straight spine and tight core, which is what we want whenever we do any exercise. So flex this fist, take your opposite hand, push it on top of your forearm. So you're creating opposition here. So this hand is pushing down on that arm, and this lower hand, this lower arm, it's pushing up. So we're going to allow it. We're going to not totally fight the opposition, but we're going to allow this arm to come up to a bicep curl and back down. So breathe out on the way up and breathe in on the way down. So out through the mouth, in through the nose on the way down. I'm talking so much, I'm not really doing a good job of demonstrating the breathing. But think about keeping that elbow glued into your side, and you're really going to feel that. You see that bicep is really activating. Then go to the other side. Then we're going to do a chair squat to a lateral leg lift. So I'm borrowing the chair squat from yoga, and that's called that. You probably know why if you've done yoga, but if you're new to it, you sit back into a chair. You don't usually sit back like this. You're usually narrow. You have your feet in a very narrow stance, like under the hips, and your body weight is in your heels, and you stick your glutes back because you're anticipating sitting on that chair. That's exactly what we're doing here. So again, body weight in the heels, core is tight, shoulders back and down in the sockets. We're going to do this chair squat, and then we have a lateral leg lift, lifting out to the side, and then we're going to alternate to the other side. So down, squeezing the booty, no weights in the toes, it's all on my heels, I'm lifting. And notice I didn't say kick, so we're not like loosey-goosey letting the leg go out. We're exerting control, using the core muscles, feeling it in the obliques, using the booty, the side of the leg. Let's check it out here. And then we lift to the side, using balance and control, down and come up. So those will get your heart rate going for sure. And then Next, we're going to do a hinging forward tricep move. So I almost like this move more than using actual weights to work the triceps because I think I can really focus on the muscles. So we're going to get into that narrow stance again, and I want you to hinge over and think about maintaining a nice straight line from the glutes, the base of the spine, all the way up through the back, through the head and neck. So no hunching here or overly arching. We're nice and straight. So you're going to take your hands, palms facing back, and you're going to do a 3 count lift. So 3, 2, 1, and then stop at the level of the hips. So right here, 3, 2, 1, and stop. When you start to move forward past this point, you notice that the tension is no longer in the triceps. They're no longer really working. So we want to make the most of our time, as I said, and be efficient. So you want to keep the tension on the triceps and lifting from the point of the hips and then stopping right here. Another thing to make it even harder, because I love to work the back as well, is to not just lift the arms up, but take them in at the same time. So you're coming in and up at the same time, breathing out and coming back. So you'll feel that without a doubt. And also I want you to think about, big surprise, keeping your core muscles pulled in. That way you're always getting an ab workout in addition to whatever muscles you're working, because this is the powerhouse. This is what connects the top to the bottom, left to right, all that good stuff. Okay, next we're going to be doing a lateral step to a dunk. And this is one you can do with lots of different modifications. More of the kind of beginning level, you can just take a little step and then imagine that you're throwing a basket and dunking it. A little step or a hop down and push it up. So you can keep going here. And again, put the body weight in the heels, squeeze the booty as you come up, and then feel that work in the triceps because you just worked them. Feel them extending and working. You can't quite see my hands, but I'm going down and up. And if you want to take it up to the top level, we're going to do some jumping, which is what I love to do. So this is what it'll look like. You go to the side and jump as high as you can, to the side and jump. Getting as high as you can, really lifting, pushing off of those feet, coming up. I think I almost hit the ceiling. No, I'm kidding. But that's one that will undoubtedly get your heart rate up there, and you don't need any equipment for any of this. Okay, so now we're going to move into a little bit more core, and we're going to start with a figure 4 plank, and I'm going to take this down just so you can see a little bit more of me. So we'll start off, and this is one you can do on your hands. If you want, you could do it on the forearms if you need a little break. You can even come down on your knees and still do this. So I'm going to do this in a push-up position just so you can maybe see me a little more easily. So when you first hit this plank, your shoulders are above the wrists, your booty is tight, your abs are pulled in so much, your quads are engaged, and I want you to think about taking your hands to your toes. Now nothing looks different, but I'm sure you're feeling it. My lower core just activated like crazy. So think about pushing the floor away and kind of trying to pull yourself into a V almost. You can see like my voice starting to shake because it's so hard. So what we're going to do is the figure 4 part of it is you're going to lift up your leg. So I'll have my left leg up and I'm placing my left foot on top of, I'm going to show you from here, of my right leg. So I'm pushing down and I'm using opposition again. So I'm trying to push this foot down, my right knee's coming up, and I'm lifting my left knee as high as I can. So my booty is talking to me. So I'll show you from the other side so you can see. Ooh, that one is killer. So again, plank, lift up this leg. You're folding it right here. This top foot pushes down. This right knee comes up. Woo, using balance. And again, you can also do this on the floor like this or come down, and this is still super intense. So lots of different modifications because sometimes it's what you got to do. No shame in that. Okay, now we're going to do supine leg lowers. I love this one. So I'm going to come down onto the back, and I want you to push your hands into the ground as much as you can. That alone should fire up all these muscles. So you can lift your head and neck and shoulders off the ground if you like. If you do that, think about long neck and think about having the space for like a grapefruit to fit between your chin and your neck. So none of this stuff, or, you know, you can rest your head on the ground. So options. Table tap the shins, keep the knees above the hips. You might find them creeping forward or going too far out, but if you keep them about here, this alone, and also one other thing I almost forgot, this is like the most important. I want you to eliminate any lower back arch. So you're pushing your lower back into the ground as hard as you can. Put your hands on your stomach. Do you feel that? Those muscles are working. So we're going to be here. Lots of explanation, but I promise it's worth it. So one foot comes down, tap it, bring it up to meet the other one, reach, tap, and meet. As you can hear, I am like shaking because this is so hard. I'm pushing my hands into the ground, I'm eliminating the lower back arch, and I am really, really focusing on keeping that tight core. So, whew, that one gets crazy. It's hard to talk while doing that one. Okay, last thing, what we're gonna do are some fish flops. Such a weird name, I know, believe me. But once you do it, you realize, okay, they're not the easiest, but they're good for you. So you can modify with this one. I'll scoot back so you can see me just a tad more. So I have my, the lights kind of want me, oh well. It's a nice, pretty afternoon here, so the sun's coming in. So I have my shoulders stacked, hips, knees, feet, everything. You have a couple of options. You can either put this top hand in front for balance, or you can place it on top of your leg and add a little opposition, or also just make it a little harder because obviously you don't have that aid of keeping you from rolling back and forth. So what we're doing here is you're lifting your torso and the lower half of your body simultaneously while obviously your trunk or your kind of midsection is staying on the ground. So this is what it looks like. You lift up, hold it for just a second, take it back down. Exhale as you lift, hold it for a second, take it back down. And I'm going to show you guys for more of a straight on view so you can see how stacked I really am. So as you see, I'm a straight line here. I'm lifting, coming back down. I'm lifting, holding it for just a second, and coming back down. If you want to, you can put a hand on your stomach to remind yourself to keep your abs pulled in. Put one hand maybe on your obliques so you know that they're working. I'm really into trying to connect with the body. So if that means, you know, touching a muscle, a part of the body, whatever it is going to take you to keep things working properly, I'm a fan. So let's do a little stretch. So I want you to extend those legs out in front of you. Inhale those arms up nice and high. You can flex your feet initially if you want to, and then we can point them later. Fold over here and walk those sits bones out from under. Pull yourself down. Feel that really, really good stretch. And you can kind of pull to one side and then the other, and that gives you that nice lower back stretch, which feels really good. And then let's interlace the fingers, push the palms forward, and start to round out that back. So this is a scenario where I do want you to be thinking about hands forward, top of the back is reaching behind you, so you really have that big C curve right here. You can reach up with it, lift and lengthen, and then open the chest right here. And then let's come up and move the mat out of the way. And you can pop up one toe, sit back, get that nice stretch in the back of the quad, or sorry, back of the leg. I guess it's behind the quad, but technically this is the hamstring. Coming back here, and you can do more additional stretches on your own if you would like, but I really appreciate you so much taking the time to answer this anonymous survey, and I hope you've enjoyed. This is just a little snapshot of what a workout session with me would be like, but I use equipment when clients have equipment, all types of crazy things, household items, and it's always fun, always different, and it's always appropriately challenging. So, hope you enjoyed it, and again, thank you for your time. Take care, and have a great day. Bye.